Yeah. Unhinged. Loud. Came from the choir, but the voice too proud. Built from the pain, now we unhinged and loud. Unhinged and loud. Wake 'em up now.
Let's be real. Too many people are walking around feeling exhausted. Inflamed and unheard, while being told you're fine. But what if you're not? What if your body is trying to tell you something and no one has taught you how to listen? I'm Amber, and this is Unhinged and Loud, a movement built on education, advocacy, and truth. Because your body isn't the problem. The system just hasn't caught up yet. I want to take you somewhere with me. Not physically, but mentally. I want you to think about a night where you were laying in bed, exhausted, but you couldn't sleep. Your body felt heavy. Your mind wouldn't stop racing. And there was this feeling you couldn't explain, not anxiety, not stress, not just being tired. It was deeper than that. That's where this story starts for me. Because there was a night where everything shifted. And it didn't look powerful. It didn't look like a breakthrough. It looked like me laying there in silence, realizing something I wasn't ready to accept. That something was wrong with my body, and no one else could see it. From the outside, I looked fine. I was showing up, working, handling responsibilities, doing what I was supposed to do. If you saw me, you wouldn't think anything was wrong. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Because when something doesn't look wrong, people assume it isn't. But inside, I was struggling in ways I didn't even know how to explain yet. Let me actually explain this, because I think a lot of people feel this, but don't have the words for it. It wasn't just being tired. It was waking up already exhausted, feeling like my body weighed more than it should. Brain fog so thick I would forget what I was saying mid-sentence. random pain that didn't stay in one place, digestive issues that didn't make sense, feeling like my energy would crash out of nowhere. And the hardest part, none of it looked extreme individually, but together, it felt like something was slowly taking over my body. And this is where I want you to really listen, because this is what most people don't understand. Autoimmune issues, chronic illness, inflammation-based conditions. They don't always start loud. They start subtle. They start as whispers. That's why I call it the whisper phase. Because it doesn't scream something is wrong. It whispers, you're just tired. You just need rest. You're probably stressed. And you start believing that. Because it's easier to believe bad than to believe something deeper is going on. And then you do what you're supposed to do. You go get help. You explain your symptoms. You try to put it into words. And this is what happens. You get interrupted. You get rushed. You get labeled. You're fine. Your labs are normal. There's nothing concerning here. Do you know what that does to a person? It doesn't just dismiss your symptoms. It makes you question yourself. Because now you're stuck between two realities. Reality one, your body is telling you something is wrong. Reality two, the system is telling you everything is fine. And that creates this internal battle. Am I overreacting? Is this in my head? Why do I feel like this if nothing is wrong? That confusion, that's where people get stuck for years. And for me, this part hit different. Because I wasn't just a patient. I worked in healthcare. I saw it happen. I saw patients come in trying to explain what they were feeling. And I saw how quickly it got dismissed. Not always intentionally, but systematically. Time limits, protocols, surface level assessments. And I remember thinking, wait, this is happening to them. And now it's happening to me. Now Now let's go back to that night, because this is the moment everything shifted. I was laying there, wide awake, my body exhausted, but my mind racing. And I remember just staring at the ceiling, thinking, what is wrong with me? Not in a dramatic way, in a quiet, almost defeated way. And then this thought hit me. Not loud, not aggressive, just clear. No one is coming to figure this out for you. And I'm not going to lie, that moment felt heavy, because for a second, it felt like I was on my own. But then something shifted. That same thought that felt scary started to feel empowering, because if no one was coming to figure it out, that meant that I could. And that was the moment everything changed. That's when I stopped waiting and I started observing. I started asking different questions. Not what's wrong with me, but what is my body trying to tell me? And that question alone changes everything. Because when you start asking that, you start noticing patterns. You start realize that symptoms aren't random, that flares follow triggers, that energy shifts have timing, and that your body is communicating. And no one teaches you how to see that. But once you do, you can't unsee it. And looking back now, that's where everything I teach today started. Not in a classroom, not in a program, in real life. That's where the Unloud method, the Autoimmune storm map, the Autoimmune timeline were born. Out of necessity, out of survival, out of refusing to stay confused. But I want to be real about something. This journey, it's lonely. Because when people don't understand, they unintentionally dismiss. When your symptoms don't look serious, people minimize them. And when your labs don't validate your experience, you feel invisible. And that's a hard place to be. So let me say this clearly. Your body is not wrong. Your symptoms are not random, and your experience is valid, even if it hasn't been explained yet. That's why I created Unhinged N Loud. Because no one should have to figure this out alone. This is about education, awareness, pattern recognition, advocacy. This is about giving people what I wish I had in that moment. So if you're in that place right now where something feels off, but you don't have answers yet, listen to me carefully. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. And you are not alone. Your body is speaking. And you're allowed to listen. This is Unhinged N Loud, where we stop ignoring the whispers before they turn into storms. And this is just the beginning.
If they sleeping on us, wake 'em up now.